Lousy reviews? No problem. Batman vs. Superman still emerged victorious at the box office this weekend, shattering records and making millions more than expected.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world.
Well, the critics might not think it's the greatest, but Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice still conquered the box office despite some pretty terrible reviews. The DC Comics superhero showdown proved to be as indestructible as the Man of Steel himself, opening to an estimated $170.1 million in North America. That makes it the best March opening ever, best pre-summer opening ever, and best Easter weekend opening ever, blowing Furious 7 out of the top spot. Plus, Dawn of Justice is the 6th biggest domestic opening of all time. DC competitor Marvel still holds 3rd, 4th, and 5th place on that list, though. However, Batman vs. Superman did set a DC Comics record. Ben Affleck's turn as the Caped Crusader beat the opening numbers for The Dark Knight Rises and The Dark Knight. It was also the biggest opening for a Warner Brothers movie. And on the international scale, the epic battle is sitting at 4th biggest worldwide opening of all time, ahead of any Marvel movie. And without much competition hitting theaters over the next month, Batman vs. Superman is expected to stay on top of the box office despite those lackluster reviews. Here comes the birthday Gaga. Mother Monster turns the big 3-0 today, but she celebrated early with a star-studded party this weekend. In this footage obtained by TMZ, you can see Lady Gaga's birthday party drew many of music's biggest names to West Hollywood's No Name Club. We're talking Taylor Swift, Kate Hudson, and interestingly enough, Nick Jonas. Remember their rumored romance? John Legend and glowing mom-to-be Chrissy Teigen also turned up, as did Pharrell and Gaga's American Horror Story co-star Kathy Bates.
Fantastic.
Sounds like inside the venue, Gaga spiced things up with her performance. Kind of makes you wish you got an invite.
My candy's spilling. It happens sometimes.
I found this upsetting as I was very hungry, and also my wife had died 10 minutes earlier.
Every time you think you're going one direction in this movie, you kind of go the opposite.
Jake Gyllenhaal is a successful investment banker struggling after the loss of his wife in demolition. But as the star tells TK, this film portrays grief in a way you probably haven't seen before.
If you want to fix something,
You have to take everything apart.
and figure out what's important.
It's all about a journey to opening up and feeling how you feel, you know, whatever that might be in the wake of any sort of loss or any tough time in your life. But the journey there is this really weird, fun, odd, circuitous journey.
Find out what else Gyllenhaal has to say about that journey and demolishing the set next week on Entertainment City.
No one has rights in this country. One is granted only a temporary license. Here comes the moment when mine is withdrawn.
Rupert Everett's turn as Oscar Wilde in The Judas Kiss is being called the performance of his career.
The moral of my punishment must now be stuffed down my throat. I must choke on it.
What is about this character that keeps you coming back?
I've always had an affinity with Oscar Wilde. I think he suits me as an actor.
The acclaimed production focuses on Wilde's last years.
It's a fascinating slice of history, the story of Oscar Wilde.
And he was a rock star, really, in his day, was he
In
not?
a way, he was definitely a kind of prototype of a celebrity, and I think what went wrong for him, he, in some sense, thought he was bigger than the problems that were coming up on him.
The Judas Kiss is playing Toronto's Ed Burbage Theatre until May 1st, before moving on to Brooklyn. Remember to get your entertainment news here first in the morning and on Twitter anytime at NCity.